Okay, here we go. In this video, I'm going to be building a TRX for sport for competition in scale comp. It's going to be a class 2 rig. So let's get started. Alright, so the sport build's pretty much done. It's for competition. I want to go over some of the mods I made for it. And also how I mounted Trailfinder 2 hard body. Alright, some of the things, it's basically a sport kit. I added the narrow front fender wells. I added a RC four-wheel drive winch for the front. Hobbywing 1080 ESC. And I run a Fly Sky GT5 with it. Allows me to control everything from here. I don't have a separate controller for the winch. I can control it right with this switch here, forward, reverse, which makes it real simple instead of mounting something to this. I wanted to go with a hard body on this, and probably the toughest thing to do was to mount this body. Right. I first started out, it's at probably about that high off the body, and in that position, the shocks were about here, and they came up. I had to cut the big holes into the bed, which I didn't like. I wanted to look scale. So I ended up moving the shocks down even further using the Jalon hoops from RC four-wheel drive, shock hoops from RC four-wheel drive. I slid them down further, which enables to get the bed to be lower, and it actually looks pretty good. I also had to cut out a lot of the fender wells to get it to sit down right. I do run the battery in the front. I shaved down the battery box to hold all the electronics. And the RC four-wheel drive stock TF2 on long wheelbase metal front bumper. I started out as all blue, looked new about a year ago, not even a year ago. Kind of wanted it to be kind of showy first time, look like a brand new truck. So I wanted to paint it gray, but when I was painting it gray, I didn't like the way the bed came, or the cab came out. So I was in the middle of bobbing I bobbed the bed, which came out pretty good, but I'll show you a video later. It's kind of funny, the first run out, what I did to it. But I painted this gray while I was bobbing that. Didn't like the way it turned out and started sanding that gray paint off, and kind of was like looking at this and was like, wow, that looks pretty neat. Like sort of, a truck in the middle of being fabricated. Somebody building an off-road truck, that they bought, fixed up, and so I decided to leave that way. I did clear coat it, so that's how it's going to stay. I did have to put a whole new bed into it. I'll show you that. Also, I run the TRX Bronco rear view mirrors on it. I like the look of the ones that this comes with, but I've lost 3 of them already crawling it. So that was when it was on the Trailfinder 2. So I decided to change that for this. I've run this for about a year. I make them folding. I buy 2, cut one part shorter, one part longer, put a little optical screw through it, and they turn. I just, with polystyrene, I had cut the other bed completely out, if you can see, and then just dropped a sheet of polystyrene in and put the slats in to make it look realistic. Came out pretty good. There's some gaps in there. I'll fill them eventually. But I like the way the color came out. I just sprayed it with black, silver, and primer, and just kept spraying over and over until I got that color. I'm also running the TRX Bronco wipers on the front. Alright. I am running the TRX 400 ounce weight servo in the front. They're okay. They seem to do the job. Still looking for a servo that I want for crawling at a decent price. These are a little pricey. Still the stock motor. I'm running a 30 weight in the front, 50 in the back. My setup, which I don't know. I just started comping. I've been to like 3 or 4 comps, maybe 5, and still learning about it. It's a lot of fun. Great group of guys. We go all over about an hour from where I live. There's several different places we go. But basically I'm learning about setup. I used to run everything as high as it could possibly be, but then it's top heavy. So I've sort of settled with this. It's about 50% droop in the back and about 25% droop in the front. I keep the droop a little less in the front so I can get over obstacles. And hopefully this will help too. The front skid plate I put on there, but everything else is stock on this. No weights. The only thing I added, the tires I run are high racks, which I cut every other lug off on the front, inside and outside on it. And I run the RC 4-wheel drive stamped metal hubs. I wanted to add a little weight low, not much. Sort of the whole idea of this build was to keep it lighter, even though Traxxas is pretty heavy, the TRX 4 is pretty heavy. Wanted to keep it a little lighter. How I mounted the body, I took, when I got my Trail Finder 2 and was working on that, I wanted to be able to run bigger tires on it, so I bought the body lift kit. And when I put it on, it didn't like how, because it has a gap. Didn't like the way that looked, so alright, I'll run larger tires there, smaller tires there. I love the realistic look of the Trail Finder 2, but the performance is not even close to TRX 4. But it is a Class 1, so now I can run in Class 1 or Class 2. The scale points are so much better for a hard body, and they are just so nice. I mean, the scale appearance of it, it is a scale comp. So that's what the look I was going for, is realistic. And I can't wait. I'm getting other bodies, hard bodies there. They're just so much fun to play with and fit and get them. It just makes everything look so realistic. Oh, also, these are the stock inner skids, and all I did was cut them down to fit everything. And I run them as the skid plates. I do have one more mod coming for this. To give you a hint, it's for to help with the climb, and then that's probably going to be it for this for a little while. Only other thing I'm thinking about doing is getting maybe a different motor or maybe a different spur gear or pinion, whichever it is, to slow it down just a little bit. See if I can get a little more just low end torque and control out of it. So, and when I do that, I'll do a quick video for you and go from there. If you like my videos, please subscribe, hit the bell button, hit the like if you like the video, or don't. Hit the thumbs down video. Either way. Thanks a lot.